Hey guys, good morning. This is Bill Potter. Um, this meeting will provide you information about the Reedy Point uh, players, how to do a show here. And without further ado, we'll get going. This is tonight's agenda. I'm not going to read it to you, but these are all the things we're going to cover. Give you a second, take a look at this to absorb it all. All right, using the theater. First, the basic thing to know is two things. First of all, the city owns the theater and we just rent it. So with that comes costs relative to renting the theater that we'll talk about later. But the thing that most important thing to remember is that this is a multi-use facility. The PAL and the city both use this facility. PAL uses it Monday through Friday from 2 to 6:30 there, about so 2 to 6. And here's the thing you can remember. They are more important than us. That's just how that goes. The safety of those kids is more important than anything we do in that theater. So we are very, very strict and mindful of of our use of the theater relative to that. Also, the city may be using it at night for historical meetings or city council meetings or some other kind of meetings that they may have. Just be aware that that exists as well. So that thing is up to scheduling. You have to pre-plan your use of the venue for both set build, rehearsals, and productions, and submit that schedule to a board member who will in turn submit it to the PAL and to the city for approval. Along with that, there's no booze in the theater. Some of you have been with us before know that we don't allow it for the raffles, but we just don't. So just keep that in mind. And booze includes weed, okay? Even though that's illegal, you can't do it here. Almost always, usually, it's available after 6:30 p.m. And a board member will have to close for you, or we'll get your keys. As of this filming, the key thing is still under ours, but by the time you guys use it, it should be all sorted out. So we'll revisit that. The director is everything. The director affects coordination with the board, which will get affect coordination with the city and PAL for you. The director affects coordination with the board for if it needs costumes, when to do its set build. Whatever you need, you go to the board. Assistant directors and stage managers and guys that have dogs and all the other stuff that doesn't count. The director is all we care about. All right, that goes back to the thing. The director needs to assemble their team. As you know, there is no permanent Reedy Point staff. There just didn't. But directors are responsible for marshaling the team. And you guys know more about who goes in a production team than I do. So your stage manager, your costume manager, your sound guys, your actors, your do-da, all that stuff. The folks going to help with strike. And then we'll talk about volunteers in a minute. But all these things need to be sorted out. And that's a director's job. All right. Lights, however, are an odd duck. As it stands right now, we got 3, maybe 4 people who can do lights at any given time. And our main light person right now is Caitlin Moore, a.k.a. Tank, me, Brian Smith, who has become less and less available because of other commitments, and then Corinth, in a pinch, can do lights as well. All right, so anyway, tell us what you need. Reach out to us, and we'll try and coordinate something for your lights. And then when you have your tech, you can coordinate the light guy and gal and sort that out. Volunteers. We want you to start recruiting your volunteers for the nights of your production as soon as you can. We encourage you to start a press gang within your cast and crew and get them to talk to their family members to help volunteer. Make it fun. We usually need concessions, box office, and general help. We do have folks who volunteer from time to time, but we expect you guys to lead the charge there. when the comes time for your show, somewhere about a week prior or 2 weeks prior, we will put out a volunteer, and the name of it escapes me, a volunteer thingy for folks to sign up. And we will also handle, once you give us your dates of presentation, we'll also put up your ticket stuff on Ticket Leap as soon as available. Make sure you have some artwork with the Ticket Leap thing. Have someone in your cast put together some artwork that's distinctive and then that we can use. Customs and courtesies. On production nights, cast and crew park behind the community center. The library parking lot is for patrons and handicapped access only. We do hold raffles. Raffles help defray the cost of shows. See, we have to pay rent for every show that goes up there. And that's like $250 or $200 per show, and our margin is razor thin on gas. So the raffles are important and they help. The gifts for the raffles usually come from the members of the cast, and thematic gifts really help. Like, for example, if you want to have if you're doing a medical thing, you may want to have licorice medicine to give away. I don't know. You know what I mean. By the way, if you want to have tables set up for some activism associated with your play, you're welcome to do that. Like when we did What Lies Within, we in the back of the theater we had some anti-addiction stuff. So no, we can do all that. Anyways, gifts to directors, that's usually a cast thing. That's not they can do it or not do it. That's up to them. All right. Be nice to the library people. Be nice to the library people. Be nice to the library people. Okay, in case you didn't get that, be nice to the library people. We used to have with that being said, we used to have a cake on the first night. We're not going to do that anymore. So I mentioned it because, well, everybody gets kind of freaked out since COVID about health stuff and people sneezing on top of cakes and that kind of thing. Okay, set build. Set build's a big deal. You have to schedule your set build early. So you can get your cast up there, start doing the blocking as soon as you can. All right, it should be an all hands on deck event. You can do that as you will. But remember, when you put your set up, you got to take it down. Okay? And I'm not asking you to temper your enthusiasm, but just remember that what goes up must come down, especially with sets. Make it fun somehow too. Set build can be dreary. Get some sodas, get some snacks, get some cakes, get some pizzas, whatever, and knock it out. Okay, you usually have 1 day for major construction of your set. That's not saying they can't be exceptions to that, but remember, it's a multi-use facility, and power will be there Monday morning. So if you build this thing on Saturday, you have Saturday and Sunday to get it done. If you build it on Sunday, you don't have Monday. So just be aware that that's there, okay? And they will play basketball on that thing, and they will have an errant basketball every now and then to go up on the stage. And also the kids. Some of them are teenagers, so just be aware that once you put your set up, you only got 1 day. Okay, final decorations can and should be piecemeal. As you refine it as you go, you get all your frames or pictures or calendars or other things or vases or whatever it is you're going to get, and you bring them up piecemeal. Oh, strike. Strike is the last night of the show. And there's a couple of really good reasons for that. First of all, you have a captive audience there to help. So the best thing to do is make sure you're developing lists and assigning folks tasks, and that'll help. By the way, that includes putting chairs and tables away. I strongly recommend no one goes home until it's all done. Everybody always has a reason why they have to leave early. The dog ate the car keys. I don't know, just crazy stuff. So just be aware that no one goes home until it's done. You can handle that as best you can. I'm not going to tell you how to suck that egg. All right, marketing. Your cast is your best sales force. We can do whatever we want, but if your cast is not leveraging their address books, not leveraging their social media, then not posting flyers in their neighborhood, then you're done. There'll be a mediocre turnout. We will gladly post things on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitter. And when we do that, remember to have your cast retweet or reshare things. And so we will be putting your things on Facebook with your cast's tag on it, and we expect them to do that. We'll also do a press release, so let us know what's going on there. Listen, another thing about marketing, you are only limited by your imagination. For example, if you're doing a play about, but yeah, actually, when we did a play about cancer, we went to the oncology department at the Christiana Hospital, and every nurse came. We went to our doctor's offices, and doctor's offices came. When we ran that play, it was the safest place in Newcastle County because it was full of healthcare professionals. When we did What Lies Within, we reached out to LGBTQ organizations. We reached out to Delaware Pride. We reached out to anyone who may have an interest in the topic of the play. So do that. Do that. Don't rest on it. Don't assume anything. Just go out there and find these people. Costumes and props. Some current stuff about costumes and props. We are going to clean up our costumes and props things well before you do your show, so it should be easier for you to access. Regardless, you have to coordinate the use of costumes and props with the board or the committee director. So we'll get that to you. What you take out, you got to put back. So make sure you keep a running list on a spreadsheet somewhere of what you used. Costume sets will be kept together. Like if it's a suit, you take a whole suit out. You don't separate the suit from the pants and or the vest from the suit. Take the whole thing out and return the whole thing, even if you only use part of it in the show. You don't cut, dye, alter, slice, resize anything without telling us and getting our permission. You can paint the flats all you want. Although, except for maybe one of the sets of flats that have a very expensive wallpaper on it, yeah, don't paint that. And we'll be there to help. So before you get too crazy, go out there with your props. Go into that prop room, go into the green room, find out what you need, and do a quick inventory of all the stuff you're going to use. If we're missing stuff, before you buy anything, let us know. We may be able to borrow it from other theaters. Money. Ticket sales. There is a break-even point, and you got to get there. You got to make it. Ticket sales are online at the door. We are really pushing online ticket sales because that provides us also with a mailing list for future movies. In fact, we're getting more and more. So you got to get your numbers. Whatever your magic number is up to you to get there because we cannot run at a loss. Okay. Any purchase requests you have, go to Jean Jerzak, who's our gal, our finance chair, and so we'll go from there. But listen, know what your requirement, your numbers are, and use your cast to help you get there. Okay, subject to your questions, this concludes my presentation. Again, you can always reach me at lettice123@outlook.com, lettice123@outlook.com. If there's nothing else, then that's it for this. Thank you.